Good morning, and here is today's Substack and a few poems. Today's Substack is called Doubt as a Doorway to a Deeper Trust. And the quote at the front is, "Doubt is not merely the absence of faith. Doubt is the collapse of false certainty." We often think of doubt as a problem. In religion and spirituality, doubt is sometimes treated as weakness, even as failure. But if we look carefully at the life of Jesus and the encounters of those around him, a very different picture emerges. Consider Thomas, who has been called the doubter. He would not believe the resurrection or hearsay alone. He insisted on touching the wounds of Christ with his own hands. His doubt was not cynicism, it was honesty. He could not pretend to believe when he did not. And yet, that doubt was the very thing that prepared him for a deeper, more personal trust. When he finally did touch, his response was not casual acceptance, but the most intimate confession, "My Lord and my God." Or consider Peter walking on the water. At first he trusted enough to step out of the boat, but fear crept in and he began to sink. In that moment of doubt, stripped of confidence, he cried out, and it was precisely there, in the collapse of self-reliance, that the hand of Jesus reached him. These stories reveal something profound. Doubt often precedes a deeper trust. Why? Because doubt is not merely the absence of faith. Doubt is the collapse of false certainty. It shakes the ground of our second-hand beliefs and exposes where we lean on concepts rather than on direct knowing. If our trust is built on inherited ideas, cultural conditioning, or surface optimism, then it is fragile. Doubt comes like a storm to sweep away the scaffolding. What remains is raw, unguarded, unadorned. This nakedness is uncomfortable. Doubt strips us of control, of the comfort of ready-made answers. But paradoxically, this very emptiness is what allows true trust to be born. Not trust in an idea about God, not trust in a doctrine or a tradition, but trust in life itself. Trust in the living presence. Trust in the unseen mystery that carries us when all else fails. In this sense, doubt is not the enemy of faith. Doubt is the fire that purifies faith of sentimentality and pretension. Doubt humbles us. It takes us to our knees, where we can no longer cling to what we know and are forced to open to what we do not know. And in that opening, trust comes, not as belief, but as surrender. To enter doubt consciously is to step into a doorway. Instead of resisting or condemning it, we can welcome it as a teacher. When doubt arises, whether in the form of questions about our path, uncertainties about God, or despair in the face of life's difficulties, we can pause. We can let it unravel our false securities. We can allow ourselves to not know. This not knowing is fertile ground. Out of it grows a trust that is not based on answers, but on presence. A trust that says, even here, even now, even in the dark, I am willing to be carried. So if you find yourself doubting yourself, your path, even your God, do not rush to cover it over. Do not shame yourself. Instead, listen. Let doubt do its work. Let it strip away what is untrue and wait. In the quiet that follows, something greater than certainty may arise. Something called trust. A trust that is not afraid of questions. A trust that does not depend on proof. A trust that carries you when the ground beneath your feet falls away. In the end, doubt is not the opposite of faith. It is the doorway. And now here are a few poems. Eventually, with grace, it all comes undone and you see clearly. No longer tormented by attachment to mind's incessant movement or emotions' incessant turbulence. This is the inner revolution you have longed for. Starved of true beauty, which requires a kind of surrender. They recreated beauty as a thing, an entertainment, and made it plastic and disposable. And yet true and innate beauty is eternal and has no cause. And eventually you find your way back to a home you never left, and an ineffable peace that is untouched by the phenomena of the world, arises as if by itself. It is not spiritual, you realize, or superhuman, but utterly natural and very simple. Don't be the river searching for the vast ocean, as though it were far off in the distance. Be the ocean remembering itself on its journey. Our lives are borrowed from some sacred source. Our breath is the bridge between the worlds. Grace has bestowed upon us this miracle, yet we turn away, distracted by phenomena, lost in the fear of losing what we hold dear, yet forgetting to say a simple thank you. Last one. When the restless one, weary of seeking in form's illusory offerings, turns toward God with his longing and his sincerity, an inner revolution has started that will carry him home.